Hello everyone and welcome to Simply Code's YouTube channel. Kaushal this side and I hope you guys are doing well. Today we will discuss some more DOM manipulation methods using jQuery. In the last video we discussed three different ways of manipulating the document object model using jQuery. We'll use the same code from the previous video today. So before we begin, make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss any updates on programming videos. So without any further delay, let's get started. Here's the code from the last part, wherein we have a box with some text present inside the box. The color will change to green on clicking the button over here because we have used the CSS method to change the background color of this whole box to green. In this video, we'll be going through some more methods present in jQuery that can help us manipulate the document object model. The first method we are going to discuss is the append method. The append method is used to append something inside a particular element. Let's say we want to add something inside this box after paragraph 1. Let's say we want to add an image or some text or anything we can add. For doing such tasks, we have the append method and the prepend method. So both these methods work within a particular tag. It means that if we are using the append method, then it will add something inside the specific box only, not outside of it. The same goes with the prepend method as well. So let's see how these methods actually work in jQuery. What we'll do is we'll add another paragraph over here inside the box, but this time we'll use jQuery for that. So we'll move to a JavaScript file. Here's a JavaScript file. We'll comment this piece of code as well. Or let's say let's remove this piece of code. You can get this code from the last part. Now what we'll do is we'll write here $. Then we'll try to access this button over here. So we'll write here button 1. This is the ID of our button. Then we'll write here click and we'll create a function over here. Fine, an anonymous function. So this is a function. Now inside of this function, what we'll do is we'll use the append method within the div tag. So we'll write here $. Then we'll try to access the div tag with class as div1. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to use the append method. So we'll write here append and inside of it we'll write here inside double quotes P. P stands for paragraph tag. We have to write the HTML part over here. Now inside this we'll write this is paragraph 2. We can also write here this is box 2. It totally depends upon us what we want to write. Now this will add a paragraph inside this box. Save the program. Click on the button over here and you can see a paragraph present inside the box over here. You can see the paragraph says this is paragraph 2. Similarly, we can add images or anything here in place of this second paragraph. All we have to do is to pass the HTML code here as a parameter to this append method. For example, let's say we want to add an image over here. So for that, what we'll do is we'll write here, we'll copy this piece of code from here and we'll paste it here. Fine, we'll comment this piece of code for now because we are adding images. So we'll comment it out. Now inside here what we'll do is instead of passing this paragraph tag over here, what we'll do is we'll write here the img tag. So we'll write here img src is equals to let's say images slash j1.png and then we'll write here, okay, we have to put this inside double quotes. So then we'll write here height. Let's define the height and width as well. So we'll define the height as let's say 100 pixels and we'll define the width as well. So we'll write here width is equals to 100 pixels. Fine. So here's our code. Now we have to close this image tag over here. So we are done with it. Now keep one thing in mind guys, that if we want to use double inverted commas within the HTML tags, like we are using double inverted commas for height and for image source as well. So in that case, we have to use single quotes to pass the element as the parameter. Just keep this thing in mind, otherwise jQuery will not work. So save this program for now and click on the button over here. You can see on clicking the button we have an image over here inside the box. It's not totally inside the box because we have used some styling for this box as well. So we have to style this box as well. For that we can pass the ID over here as well, and then we can define those properties inside the CSS file with that particular ID. Fine. I hope you guys can do it by yourself. Now, the following method is the prepend method that does the same task, but it adds the element at the beginning of the box. Fine. So what we'll do is we'll create a button for prepend over here first. So we'll copy this piece of code. We'll paste it here. We'll change the button ID to btn2 and we'll change the name to prepend. Fine. Let's change this name to append as well. So we'll write here append. Save it now. You can see we have two buttons over here, one for append and the other one is for prepend. Fine. Now we'll add some text before the paragraph. So what we want to do is we want to add some text before this paragraph somewhere here inside the box. So for that we have to use the prepend method. The syntax remains the same. So what we have to do is we have to again write here $. Then we have to access the prepend button. So for that we have the button ID as btn2. Then we'll write here .click and then we'll create a function over here. Fine. Now inside this function we'll again access the division. So we'll write here again .div1. Now instead of append we'll write here prepend. Fine. As we want to add a paragraph over here, so what we can do here is we can write here inside double quotes p, and then we have to close this as well. So now we'll write here this is paragraph 2 using prepend. Fine. Save it now. Click on the button over here, click on prepend. You can see we have this is paragraph 2 using prepend over here inside the box, and this is present before the actual paragraph. We can also use the append method. So if we click on this append button, you can see we have an image, but this image is outside of the box. This is because of the CSS properties. So what we can do is we can remove some of the CSS properties from here and it will work fine, I guess. So we'll remove these properties from here. Now let's see if it's working or not. Save it now. Click on append. You can see the image inside the box after this paragraph, and click on prepend. You can see we have a paragraph over here and it says this is paragraph 2 using prepend. Remove this margin top as well. Save the program now, and now I guess it will work fine. Click on append. You can see we have an image over here after this paragraph. Click on prepend and you can see we have a paragraph over here. Fine. So here we can use both the append and the prepend methods simultaneously to add anything to a HTML element. Now the next two methods are the after and before methods. Both these methods do the same task, but the only difference is these methods do such tasks outside of the element. For example, the after method will add a paragraph, but the location of the paragraph will be outside of the box. Fine. So the syntax is also simple. So let's add the buttons over here for after and before method. So what we'll do is we'll copy this piece of code from here and we'll paste it here. So we have two more buttons. We'll write here before and then we'll write here after. We'll change the button IDs as well. So instead of 1 and 2 we'll write here btn3 and btn4. We'll save it and you can see we have 4 buttons over here. Fine. What we'll do is we'll use the br tag over here to make it more clear. So you can see now we have append, prepend, before and after. So we'll write the code for before and after now. So what we'll do here is we'll use these buttons to add text to a HTML file. So for that we'll write here $, and then we'll again access btn3 for the before method. So we'll write here function and we'll create an anonymous function. Now we'll do the same task. We'll write here $, and then we'll access the division. We'll write here div1, then we'll use the before method for before button. So we'll add a paragraph over here. So what we'll do is we'll copy this from here. So we'll add the same paragraph. We'll make some changes. So we'll paste it here and we'll write using before over here. Fine. We'll do the same thing for after as well. We'll copy this piece of code. We'll paste it here, and instead of 3 the button ID is 4, and instead of before we have to write here after. Fine. We'll change the text as well. We'll write here after, and now we are good to go. Save this piece of code. Move on to the browser and click on before button. You can see it's not working as of now, so there's something wrong. Okay, we have an error over here. So what we did wrong is we have an extra pair of these brackets over here. Save it now. Click on the before button. You can see we have a paragraph over here which says this is paragraph 2 using before. So this is the result of before method. And if we click on after button, you can see the paragraph after the box. These paragraphs are not present inside the box. If we want to use the append method, you can see on clicking the append button, the text or the image is present inside of the box after a particular paragraph, and on clicking the prepend button, the paragraph is present inside the box only. So this is the difference between append, prepend and before after methods in jQuery. I hope you guys should have got the difference between the append method and the after method, as well as the prepend and before method as well. So let's move ahead and we'll discuss two more methods now, the remove method and the empty method. The remove method is used to remove any tag from the HTML document. Like if we write here, so let's add the buttons for these methods first. What we'll do is we'll copy this from here and we'll add two more buttons. Fine. We'll add the buttons after using BR tags. So the button IDs will change to 5 and 6, and the button names is going to be remove and empty. Fine. Save it, and you can see we have two more buttons over here, remove and empty. We'll again use the BR tag over here to make it more clear. Save it, and you can see we have 6 buttons now. The remove and empty buttons are not working as of now, so let's write the code for these buttons as well. Now what we'll do is we'll remove this whole box from the screen on clicking the remove button. So for that we have to write here $. We have to access the remove button, so we'll use the ID over here. The ID is 5. Then we'll write here again click. This thing remains the same every time we use jQuery. So the next thing we are going to do is we are again going to use the div class. So we'll write here div1, and then we'll write here remove. Fine. We have to create a method remove, and we are good to. So save this program and click on the remove button over here, and you guys can see the whole box is completely gone. However, the empty method works a bit differently from the remove method. It makes an element empty without deleting the HTML element. It will remove the paragraph, but the box will remain there. So let's write the code for empty method as well. What we'll do is we'll copy this piece of code from here, we'll paste it here, we'll change the button ID to 6, and instead of using the remove method, we'll use the empty method. Fine. Save this program. You can see on clicking the remove button, the box is completely gone, and on clicking the empty button, the paragraph is gone, but the box is still here. Fine. So this is the difference between the remove and the empty methods in jQuery. With this, we come to the end of this jQuery DOM manipulation tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So that's all for this video, guys. See you in the next one where we will go through jQuery UI. If you like this video, then do give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts, do let us know in the comments below. Share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe Simply Code. Thank you.